I'm Sadhna Hall, and this is Setting and Achieving Goals. In this lesson, we will learn how to define long and short-term goals, develop goals for the individual and for the team, and follow basic steps to achieve long-term and short-term goals. As a leader, you have a vision for what you would like your organization to achieve. Now, to make that vision a reality, you need to start with the end result in mind. Long-term goals give you that general direction towards your vision. Short-term goals or objectives are milestones along the way that motivate you and keep you on track to your long-term goals. They help you to acquire knowledge, organize your time and resources so that you can reach your desired long-term goals effectively and efficiently. Short-term goals also help you to identify when mid-course corrections are needed in order to make progress towards long-term goals. As a leader, when you define your organizational goals, you use the same process we just talked about for addressing the vision you seek to achieve. Only this time, consider how you will involve your team members. It'll help you to capitalize on your team members' knowledge and capabilities to realize your vision. How do you develop long-term and short-term goals? Well, long-term goals give you a direction. Most leaders have an idea of their long-term goals, but often do not write them down or communicate them verbally so that they can easily be shared with team members who are implementing short-term objectives. This results in a lack of clarity in the direction everyone needs to go. As a leader, your first task then is to develop your long-term goals with your team members. Short-term goals also should be developed with your team members. Short-term goals are SMART. They're specific, they're measurable, they're appropriate, realistic, and time-bound. Now, here are some basic steps to achieve your long-term and corresponding short-term goals. 1. Develop your long-term goals and write them down. Also, write down how you will measure success. When you're defining your goals, make sure they're realistic and be flexible. Number 2, define your short-term goals. For each short-term goal, you may consider developing a chart. Establish who is doing what and by when. This process sets clear timelines, milestones, and establishes accountability. Identify how each short-term goal relates to and contributes to the long-term goal. Number 3, identify all human, financial, and material resources needed and available. Number 4, have an idea of how you will deal with unexpected challenges and have alternative approaches to reach your short-term goals. Number 5, periodically, when you are implementing short-term goals, step back. Assess your long-term goals with your team and determine whether you need to change course. Be flexible and adapt to changes. Number 6, at all times, it is important for you and your team to stay in your circle of influence, that is, things you have influence over. Do not spend your time in your circle of concern, that is, things that concern you but you have no control over. If you find you're facing a challenge and feel that it will introduce change, be clear and transparent about communicating the nature of that challenge to your team, and work with them to develop solutions to address the challenge. Change is often difficult, so be prepared to support your team members through it. Also, being a leader is a lonely position, but it becomes less isolating when you and your team members share the same vision and work towards addressing the same challenges. Remember, the very act of moving from a vision to a reality can bring out the best in you because it'll give you a sense of purpose and accomplishment. Ultimately, your vision should and will continually evolve into something greater because your learning related to that vision becomes richer and deeper. After you've completed all the units in this course at yali.state.gov, you can test your knowledge and earn a YALI Network certificate.